And we continue to track the deadly wildfires that are burning in Los Angeles County. Here's the map. The major fires burning in that area right now with whole neighborhoods destroyed. Here's what we know right now. The fires have burned more than 35,000 acres. More than 10,000 structures have been lost. 180,000 people have been forced to evacuate. The Palisades and Eaton fires are now the top 20 most destructive wildfires in the history of California. We're getting a clearer look now at the destruction of the fires. According to the LA County Medical Examiner, right now there are at 10 fire-related deaths. That number, though, is expected to rise.
And these images show the ruins many people are returning to. ABC 10's Laura Painter has the latest.
This new drone video Thursday night shows the scope of the devastation from the Eaton fire in Altadena. Burning buildings, thick black smoke, and footprints and empty shells of what used to be people's homes and businesses. We're getting our first look at this dramatic inside view of someone's Ring security camera recording their property being consumed by flames from the Palisades fire. Authorities are now bringing in cadaver dogs, saying they don't know the exact death toll.
At one point, we'll be able to do a more thorough search of these impacted areas. Some of them look like a bomb was dropped in them.
The family of 66-year-old Victor Shaw says he died in a heroic attempt to defend his home in Altadena.
I opened the front door and I just yelled in, "Victor, we got to get out. This is it. We have to get out. The fire's here." And I didn't hear him say anything. I heard him say nothing. So I ran to the car and I just got out. I just got out. And I went down the street and there was a police car and I flagged him. And I said, "My brother's in the house, I need help." And he told me to get out. He said, "Go."
After finding his body out front, a garden hose still in his hand.
I can't imagine what he might have been thinking, how he might have been so frightened. And I couldn't be here. I couldn't be here to save him. I couldn't be here. That's what hurts the most.
Adding to the anguish, a new fire is burning Thursday night, the Kenneth Fire, prompting mandatory evacuations. These new aerial images show the neighborhoods under threat. A growing number of evacuees are anxiously waiting to get home.
It's really scary when you can see the flames coming up over the houses 2 blocks away and you're just getting out of the driveway and the smoke and the ash is so thick you can't even see. You can barely see 5 feet in front of you. It's like Armageddon.
At least 180,000 people are under mandatory evacuation orders, potentially leaving neighborhoods vulnerable to theft. Authorities say they've made at least 20 looting arrests.
That is unacceptable behavior. Having additional resources, having the National Guard with us, which will augment those resources, will help send a stronger message, keep people out of the impacted areas so we don't continuously victimize the people who have already been victimized, who have lost their home.
That was ABC 10's Laura Painter reporting there. And one key player in the firefight is CAL FIRE, McClellan Air Base sending critical air resources to Southern California this week. The fleet of C-130s, 5 Firehawks, and a few S-2s have been sent south to battle the flames. The fire captain says the need for aerial support really grew and crews had to leave quickly. Since they got there, fire crews have been faced with challenges like strong Santa Ana winds, which makes precise aerial drops a constant struggle. And despite this, McClellan Air Base continues to play a vital role in this ongoing effort to contain the fires and protect communities.
The reality is the winds are so dynamic, and at that tipping point, when our resources, air resources were grounded, that changes our strategies and tactics.
I've been doing this for 28 years. It seems like we've been getting busier and busier, and the fire seasons have become longer and longer.
And CAL FIRE says they have not sent all of their air resources to Southern California. They still do have aircraft available if a wildfire ignites in the northern part of the state. And on the ground, Sacramento Metro Fire says their crews have been fighting nonstop for over 3 days with no end in sight. Officials say they had to assist with a burning high school, leaving kids without classrooms. And the battalion chief says the damage they're reporting is nothing short of apocalyptic. And lawmakers right now criticizing how the governor and LA's mayor are handling the ongoing fires.
Lawmakers held a special session to get ready for legal battles with the incoming Trump administration. Republican Assemblyman Bill Saley sent the governor a letter demanding a stop to this special session to focus on the firefight in LA. He says a special session should be called to find more resources for the firefight instead of trying to fight the incoming president.
I just believe that's the wrong policy and priority. We should be focusing on fireproofing the state.
Lawmakers are expected to continue the special session hearing on Monday. And the president, vice president also heard from FEMA. They say there will be gaps in coverage and federal agencies and nonprofits are going to have to step in to assist.
That's right. ABC 10's Becca Habegger talked one-on-one with California's insurance commissioner, taking these concerns directly to him.
Swirling like embers are concerns that many who lost their home in the Los Angeles wildfires also lost insurance coverage as their policy was canceled or non-renewed in recent months.
We're going to see who's non-renewed. We're also looking at if you were non-renewed, but you're still essentially covered within the deadline, then do you still have coverage?
California Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara points out state regulation requires insurance companies to give customers 75 days notice before their policy is canceled or non-renewed. So even if someone got a notice before the fires, they might still have coverage.
The other question is, what happens to the folks who are not insured? So we're going to rely on the federal government and FEMA to offer services and the state to be able to offer some sort of reprieve for folks who may not have coverage. But right now we're in the middle of assessing what insurance are covered in the area, who doesn't have coverage.
He says it's too soon to estimate a dollar figure for the losses, especially since homes and businesses are still actively burning and threatened.
My job at this moment is to make sure that insurance companies pay these claims out as quickly as possible.
Many homes here are on the expensive and bare-bones California FAIR Plan, a state-mandated, privately funded insurer of last resort. The number of people on the FAIR Plan ballooned in recent years as private insurers have paused or limited business in California, citing the rising risk of wildfires, high cost of rebuilding homes, and state regulations. I asked Laura.
So just to be clear, FAIR Plan customers who lose their home can expect to be paid out?
Absolutely.
In a statement, the FAIR Plan told ABC 10, "We are aware of misinformation being posted online regarding the FAIR Plan's ability to pay claims. The FAIR Plan has payment mechanisms in place, including reinsurance, to ensure all covered claims are paid." As for future fires, Commissioner Lara has enacted a 1-year moratorium on insurance companies dropping or non-renewing customers within the immediate area of the Los Angeles wildfires. So those who do have coverage right now will continue having it for at least a year.
And state lawmakers are offering some other solutions as well. 2 assemblymen introduced a bill that would authorize the FAIR Plan to request bonds from the state.
Yeah, and that's in the event the FAIR Plan faces challenges following a major catastrophe, such as a wildfire, and that money would help finance the cost of paying those insurance claims. The To The Point team spent months digging into the home insurance crisis, hearing from homeowners, Congress members, and the insurance commissioner about how we got to this point and what could be done to help. So you can stream this special investigation right now on ABC 10 Plus. Just look for California's insurance crisis on your home screen.